Hello future RNs, okay, this is Sir Josh, and today we're going to discuss about your radiation therapy as part of the treatment modalities for patients with cancer. Okay, so pag sinabi natin radiation therapy, okay, we are pertaining with the use of your ionizing radiation to, number one, that is to reduce the size of your tumor. Okay, ibig sabihin, every session, okay, ng mga patients natin who undergo your radiation therapy, okay, through that session or every session, sabi natin kanina, nadidecrease pa natin yung mismong size ng ating tumor. And aside from that one, of course, pag na-decrease po natin, yung mismong size ng tumor natin, mas mabilis po, okay, to facilitate your surgical resection. If yung patient natin kailangan po talagang tanggalin, operatively yung kanyang tumor. Okay, so kailangan muna is to, decrease the size of that tumor. Okay, and through your radiation therapy, nagkakaroon tayo ng total radiation dose so that are being delivered over several weeks in daily doses, or yun yung tinatawag natin na fractions. Okay, fractions. Okay, so next naman here, okay, it also kills the tumor, okay, selectively, yung mismong mga radiation natin, they do selectively kill yung mismong mga tumor cells natin, and they only affect only cancers. As ibig sabihin, hindi po nila na-apektuhan yung mismong mga surrounding na normal cells natin. Okay, and aside from that one, it is also used to reduce obstruction and inflammation. Okay, so meron tayong types ng ating radiation therapy. What are these two types of your radiation therapy? Of course, number one here, meron tayong tinatawag na, okay, external radiation. And then also we have your internal radiation. Basta ang tatandaan lang natin that your radiation therapy, ang pinaka-primary purpose nito or yung mismong objective ito is we're going to interrupt yung mismong cell growth natin. Okay, so here in these two types of your radiation therapy, mag-start muna tayo with your external radiation. Okay, so pag sinabi natin external radiation yan, this is also known as yung tinatawag natin na teletherapy. Okay, tinatawag din po natin siyang teletherapy. And aside from that one, yung mismong external source ng ating radiation came from what? Came from beam radiation. Ibig sabihin, gagamit tayo ng beam of light. Okay, we are going to use beam of light to destroy yung mismong cancer cells natin. Okay, that is your external radiation or your teletherapy. And remember, nurses, ang ating external radiation or your teletherapy, okay, it is the most commonly used form of radiation therapy compared dun sa isa kanina. Okay, sabi natin, pagdating sa ating radiation source, remember, nurses, that when it comes to positioning, okay, yung mga patients natin, okay, away from this radiation source, they are positioned far from the patient. Okay, and then next here, the higher the energy, the deeper the penetration into your body. Okay? And remember, kapag sinabi nating teletherapy yan or sinabi nating external radiation yan, okay, remember, nurses, that the client is not radioactive. Ibig sabihin, yung mismong client natin, they do not, okay, they do not emit radiation. Okay? Yun pang ibig sabihin ng tinatawag natin na radioactive. Ibig sabihin, yung mga patients natin who undergo yung tinatawag natin external radiation or yung mismong teletherapy natin, they are not considered as radioactive because they do not emit radiation. Okay, so next tayo dito sa ating mga nursing interventions or yung mga implications or mga responsibilities that we need to remember when we are caring for patients who undergo your external radiation or your tinatawag natin na teletherapy. Okay, number one here is you have to watch out, okay, for effects of your teletherapy. Ano ba yung mga possible na maging side effect ng ating teletherapy na tinatawag? Okay, number one here is your radiodermatitis, and of course, we also have your fatigue. Ito yung mga pinaka-common na effects ng ating teletherapy for patients who undergo this kind of radiation or radiotherapy natin. Okay, so number 1 here, your radiodermatitis. Sir, ano pang ibig sabihin ng radiodermatitis na to? Okay, these are actually considered no changes. Okay, or temporary changes. Okay, sorry nurses, gumalaw po siya. Okay, these are considered as temporary changes. Okay, ng mga patients na nag-undergo ng ganitong klaseng therapy. And remember, yung mismo ating radiation, no, or they are actually equivalent to what? Equivalent to 1 hour exposure to sunlight. Then definitely, yung patients natin, they have possible or they have that risk for what? For tawag ito, impaired skin integrity. Okay, it's part of our nursing diagnosis kapag, okay, to sunlight. And pag sinabi kasi nating radiodermatitis siya, nagkakaroon kasi ng continuum raging, no? From una-muna si patient nagkakaroon muna siya ng redness or your erythema. And aside from that one, nagkakaroon siya ng dry desquamation or flaking of the skin. Or talagang nagda-dry yung kanyang skin because of your radiation, okay? Flaking of skin to nagiging moist and wet yung kanyang skin, okay? Or ibig sabihin nun, pwedeng nagkaroon ng exposure yung kanyang skin, okay? And meron pong production ng oozing na fluids, okay? And possible that can lead to potential ulceration. That's why as a nurse, okay, when you're going to care for patients who undergo this type of radiotherapy, you have to watch out for this effect or yung tinatawag natin na radiodermatitis. So, what will be our management pag si patient nagka-develop ng radiodermatitis? Kasi sabi nga natin, no, pag side effect yan, possible hindi yan maiiwasan or intended or expected na pwedeng mangyari yan or pwedeng mag-occur kay patient. Okay, so what will be our management here? You have to apply your tinatawag natin na topical, okay, steroid. Kasi nga sabi natin dermatitis, okay, ibig sabihin merong inflammation. So we have to give your topical steroids, okay, to suppress that inflammation. And aside from that one, you can also apply yung tinatawag natin na calamine lotion. Okay, so next naman tayo here, okay, another intervention or management is you have to avoid using ointments, okay, para nagko-contradict po sila, hindi po. Okay? So in here, pag si patient nagka-develop ng radiodermatitis, okay, then we can apply your topical steroids or yung mismong calamine lotion natin to reduce your mismong inflammation ng kanyang skin. Okay? But remember, pag si patient din ay nag-undergo ng radiotherapy, like your teletherapy, you have to avoid ointments, lotion and powders, okay, that are actually, meron siyang component na tawag dito na alcohol, okay, on the area kung saan po tayo magkakaroon ng tinatawag, mismong tawag dito, yung mismong site, okay, kung saan i-expose yung mismong radiation natin, okay, so we should not be using our ointments. You have to instruct your patient or your client that they should not be using ointments, lotions, or powders, okay, because possible, it can further irritate yung mismong skin ng patient natin and that will lead to what? Pwedeng mag-interfere to with the radiation therapy. Okay, and the next nursing responsibility or intervention here is to do not remove the markings on the area. Why? Sabi natin kanina, yung mismong marking na yan in that area, okay, remember, that will show, okay, that will show the exact, okay, treatment site for radiation. Okay, dyan po mismo itututok yung mismong treatment site natin for radiation. Okay, that's why, remember, kailangan nating instruct yung patient natin na dapat hindi po nila tinatanggal or itry na itanggalin yung mismong markings doon sa mismong area kung saan po yung magiging exact treatment site for radiation. Okay? And aside from that one, you have to instruct your patient to use soft clothing and dapat wala pong any constrictive clothing. Ibig sabihin, lahat po na masiskip na damit ay kailangang iwasan. Bakit? Sabi natin kanina, dun sa mismong markings, no, dun sa mismong exact treatment site natin, dapat hindi po siya natatanggal. Therefore, kapag yung patient nakasuot po siya ng constrictive clothing and they're not going to use your soft clothing, what will happen? Pwedeng magkaroon ng friction. Diba? Pag nagkaroon ng friction, pwedeng ma-scrub Okay, pwedeng may scratch or pwedeng matanggal yung mismong marking site natin, wherein that will be the site for your radiation. So, dapat ay, you have to instruct your client to wear soft clothing and no constrictive or no constrictions or mga no constrictive clothing. Okay? And then next here is to provide your gentle and oral hygiene. Because remember, nurses, as part of the effects, no, side effects ng ating teletherapy talaga, number one, pwede itong mag-cause ng stomatitis kay patient. Specifically, pag yung mga patients natin that will undergo, okay, teletherapy is, ang kanyang exposure are, ang kailangan na i-expose to radiation or their head and neck. Okay? Mga patients na mag-undergo ng head and neck radiation, possible, pwede silang magkaroon ng stomatitis. Ano bang ibig sabihin ulit ng stomatitis? This is just the inflammation of your oral mucosa. That's why we have to provide gentle oral hygiene to our patients to relieve, okay, or to prevent your stomatitis by how? We have to instruct them to use soft bristled toothbrush. Okay? Para sa ganun, hindi po magbilis magkaroon ng bleeding yung patient natin or hindi masyadong ma-irritate yung kanyang oral mucosa. Aside from that one, you have to instruct also them to rinse, okay, with saline solution frequently. Okay, and of course, we have to promote good hydration by how? By increasing your oral fluid intake, di ba? And then, of course, you also have to instruct them that during the radiotherapy, they should be avoiding spicy, hot, acidic, and rough foods, okay, to further prevent the development of your stomatitis. Okay, para hindi masyadong aggravate, okay, para hindi masyadong ma-irritate yung kanyang oral mucosa, kailangan iwasan yung mga pagkain na maanghang. Okay, kailangan nang iwasan yung mga pagkain na maiinit, okay, mga acidic and mga rough surfaces na foods natin. Okay? And then next here is, of course, aside from that one, no, remember, no, bakit kailangan kaya si patient, kailangan niyang mag-provide ng good or gentle na oral hygiene. Okay? Because remember, aside from your stomatitis, no, your patient can also, can also experience, no, ng decrease in their salivation. So, talagang magdadry yung mismong bunganga ng patient natin. That will lead to, yung mismong medical term natin kapag nagkakaroon ng drying of the mouth. Yun yung tinatawag natin na serostomia. And possible, pag ganyan, of course, yung mismong, yung mismong effect ng ating radiotherapy, pwede din siyang mag-cause ng what? Pwede siyang mag-cause ng changes, okay? Or possible loss of sense of taste natin. Okay? So, anong gagawin natin dyan, sir? Dapat, kailangan nating sundin yung sabi natin kanina na provision of your gentle oral hygiene para kay patient. And then, lastly, here is to, nakalagay dito, no sun or heat exposure, or dapat wala tayong any exposure to any extreme temperature. Kasi sabi natin kanina, imagine mo yung mismong patient natin, no? Yung equivalent ng ating radiation para po siyang 1 hour exposure to sunlight. So definitely, nagiging sensitive po yung mismong skin natin during this treatment. Then definitely, para ma-prevent po natin yung further impairment ng ating skin integrity or para hindi po magkaroon ng burning patient natin, we have to instruct them to what? There should be no exposure to sun or possible extreme temperature. Okay, so that is short, tinatawag natin na external radiation. Okay, that is also known as your teletherapy. Okay, and of course, on the other hand naman, meron po tayong tinatawag na internal radiation. So, sa internal radiation naman po, okay, tandaan natin, nurses, no? Okay, we are going to use what? Nagkakaroon po ng delivery of high dose of your radiation to a localized area. And remember, nurses, para hindi po natin makalimutan, pag sinabi nating internal radiation yan, this is also known as your brachytherapy. Okay, tinatawag din po natin siyang brachytherapy, making your mnemonics as what? Okay, ito yung mnemonics, sir, when I was studying in college, no, and even in review. Ang mnemonics ko talaga, para hindi ko makalimutan yung mismong radiotherapy, is that, ang ginagamit ko is your bite. Bakit po bite, sir? Ano naman ang ibig sabihin na or implication ng bite na yan? B for brachytherapy, I for internal, and letter T for teletherapy, and that stands for your letter E, that is your external radiation. O, para hindi siya makalimutan, bite, okay, brachytherapy, internal radiation, teletherapy, external radiation. Okay, so let's proceed with the discussion no with our internal radiation. Okay, your internal radiation or your brachytherapy, yung mismong radiation source natin dito is within the client. Okay, tandaan natin it is within the client. Ibig sabihin, possible pwedeng naka-implant kay patient yung mismong source ng ating radiation. Okay, yung mismong radiation source natin, it is implanted into the body of our patient. And remember, pag sinabi nating internal radiation or your brachytherapy, the client is considered as radioactive during and after the procedure. So makikita na po natin yung mismong difference ng ating external radiation or your teletherapy to your internal radiation or your brachytherapy. Wherein pag external yan, yung mga patients natin, they are not radioactive. Ibig sabihin, they do not emit any radiation. Compared kapag internal yan, since it is implanted into our body, yung mismong radiation source natin, your patient now is already considered as radioactive during and even after the procedure. So ngayon, ang implication yan, of course, yung patient natin, pag nakarinig kasi tayo ng radiation, of course, meron tayong negative connotation about radiation. So what will be our role here as nurses? Tandaan ninyo, no? Okay, pag yung patient natin mag-undergo ng internal radiation, our role will be is to what? Kailangan nating ma-elevate yung mismong anxiety and fear ng patient natin pertaining to their treatment. By how? Of course, we have to explain, no? We have to explain it to our patient that, okay, meron po tayong mga various approaches, no? And even mga safety precaution, okay? Safety precaution, okay, that will protect yung mismong patient natin, yung mismong patient itself, okay, pwede ding maprotektahan ng mismong family members, and even with our healthcare personnel. So, are going to take care of our patients who is going to undergo your brachytherapy or your internal radiation. Okay, so in your brachytherapy, meron po tayong types, okay, 2 types of your implantation, which is your sealed, and of course, meron din po tayong tinatawag na unsealed. Okay, pag sinabi nating sealed yan, okay, the radiation source stays in place for what? For a period of time. Ibig sabihin, possible yung mismong sealed na brachytherapy natin, okay? It can be a temporary one or a permanent one. Okay, tandaan natin yun ha, yung mismong sealed na radiation or yung mismong sealed na implantation as part of your brachytherapy, okay, it can be a temporary or a permanent one. Okay? Ibig sabihin, meron po tayong ilalagay na solid implant sa loob ng ating patient. And remember, nurses, kapag sealed po ang ating brachytherapy or sealed po yung mismong klase ng implantation natin, remember, nurses, that your client can emit radiation except, okay, except what, sir? Ano po yung mismong exception natin? Except in your excreta. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng excreta natin? That is, yung mga ihi, yung mismong mga tae natin. Okay? Even yung mismong client natin, okay, nag-emit siya ng radiation, but it will not going to your iba't ibang body fluids natin or yung tinatawag natin na excreta. Okay? And then, of course, ano yung mga example ng ating sealed na implantation? Of course, it can be in a form of needles, okay? Seeds or beads wherein we're going to embed that or we're going to ilalagay yan kay patient, no? And of course, it can be in a form of catheter and of course, intracavity for patients who have what? For patients who have gynecologic cancers. Ibig sabihin, ipapasok po siya sa loob ng ating KIFI, okay? Gynecologic cancers. Okay, it's either pwedeng ipasok yan sa cervix ni mother or patient natin or sa kanyang vagina. Okay? And nurses, remember, pag sinabi nating sealed na type ng implantation ng ating internal radiation or brachytherapy, you have to remember that the body fluid of our client is what? Is not radioactive. Bakit hindi po siya naging radioactive, sir? It's because, sabi natin kanina, okay, yung mismong client natin, they might emit radiation except your what? Except your excreta. Or yung mismong mga body fluids natin, making it, okay, yung mismong body fluids natin ng patients who undergo this type of sealed implantation na brachytherapy, they are not considered as radioactive. active. Okay, next naman tayo nurses here with your unsealed type of implantation. Okay, remember, pag unsealed naman yan, the radiation source is being absorbed into our system. Ibig sabihin, okay, possible yung mismong yung mismong source natin, no? Okay, they are being administered by how? Okay, ano yung mismong route of administration natin? It can be administered intravenously. Okay, it can also be administered orally, no? Especially mga patients natin who have thyroid cancer. And of course, remember, kapag ganyan, they are being instilled inside instilled into our cavities. Our body cavities natin. And nakalagay din dito, nurses, okay, it states here that, okay, yung mismong yung mismong radiation natin, they are not confined to one area. Ibig sabihin, possible, once that it enters your body, okay, so natin, once that it enters your body, yung radiation na yan, pwedeng, yung mismong fluids natin, they are being eliminated via your varus excreta, or yung mismong mga ihi o mismong tae natin, pwede po silang ma-eliminate through your excreta. Making it, okay, nurses, that yung mga patient natin who undergoes this type of implantation, their body fluids they are considered as what? They are considered as radioactive. Compared sa ating mga sealed na type of implantation ng ating brachytherapy. Pag si-sealed, their body fluids is not or are not, okay, radioactive. On the other hand, kapag unsealed naman po yan, their body fluids are considered as radioactive dahil, sabi natin kanina, kailangan pong i-absorb ng ating system yung mismong radiation source natin, okay? As it is being administered intravenously, orally, or it's being instilled into our cavity. And remember, itong mga radiation na to, itong radiation source natin na to, they are not only confined to one specific area. Definitely, if once they are going to enter our body, okay, they are being eliminated via your varus excreta, or yung mga ihi at tae natin. Making your body fluid as considered as radioactive. And tandaan ninyo ha, pag radioactive yung patient natin, they are considered as what? They are considered as harmful. Okay? They are considered as harmful to other people. Okay? Maybe to your patient itself, to mga visitors or mga significant others, and specifically to us healthcare personnels, no, who are going to take care of that specific patient within ilang oras or within 48 hours. Okay, they are considered as radioactive within 48 hours. Okay, so what are the nursing interventions when it comes to this type of radiotherapy, or tinatawag natin na internal radiotherapy? So remember that as nurses, we have to know, okay, when to initiate radiation precautions. So in your radiation precautions, meron po tayong mnemonics here, which is your STD. Okay, your S, that stands for your shielding. Your T, that stands for your time. And for your letter D, that stands for your distance. Okay, so mag-start muna tayo with your shielding. Okay, remember nurses that when we have patients who okay na nag-undergo ng tinatawag natin na internal radiation or your brachytherapy, kailangan ay naka-assign sila saan? Okay, we have to assign them into a private room. Ibig sabihin, pag private room yan, okay, this is the farthest room, or okay, consider as the farthest room away from our nursing station. Okay? And of course, nakalagay dito, we have to remember na we have to instruct. Okay? Dapat meron tayong mga, tawag dito, mga sulat, or mga tawag dito, or mga signs, okay, that yung mga tao, okay, that needs to avoid, okay, going inside the room of patients who undergo this type of radiotherapy. Okay, we have to avoid what? Ano kailangan natin i-avoid? Mga pregnant. Okay, you should not be assigning, no? Pag nurse ka, dapat hindi po tayo nag-a-assign ng pregnant na nurse, okay, or hospital staff to that specific client. And aside from that one, okay, mga tao that are considered as too old, okay, too young, and even too young, or mga below 17 years old. It's because sabi natin, of course, mas mataas kasi yung risk nila, no, ng mga older adults natin for exposure to your radiation therapy that could lead to possible infections. Okay, same also with sa mga tuyang na mga tao. It's because, of course, hindi pa ganun or underdeveloped pa yung kanilang mismong immune system. Okay? And of course, aside from that one, remember, okay, as part of your shielding, no, na radiation precaution natin, we have to wear what? We have to wear your lead apron na tinatawag natin. Okay? We have to wear your lead apron with yung tinatawag natin na dosimeter badge natin. Ano bang gamit ng ating dosimeter badge? Ano ba yung mismong purpose ng ating dosimeter badge? That is just to absorb, okay, or to measure yung mismong amount ng radiation exposure natin kay patient. Okay? And for those patients who have intracavity brachytherapy, like yung mga patients natin na may gynecologic cancers, kailangan, okay, we have to instruct them to have a bed rest. Bakit kailangan naka-bed rest yung patient natin? It's because, okay, we are going to avoid yung tinatawag natin na dislodgement ng ating implantation. Okay? We have to allow our patients, okay, into a bed rest. And of course, dapat yung kanyang position sa bed ay dapat ay naka-supine position to prevent your dislodgement ng ating tinatawag na implantation. Okay, and of course, dapat si patient wala siyang bathroom privileges, okay, hindi siya pwedeng pumunta, okay, sa CR, possibly, as much as possible, no? Because, okay, with this, okay, as nurses, kailangan nating mag-offer ng bed pad. Okay? Or pag hindi kaya ang bedpan, kailangan nating mag-insert ng catheter kay patient. Okay? Just to promote yung mismong bladder and even the bowel movement ng ating, or bowel emptying or movement ng ating patient. Okay? And of course, syempre meron naka-implant na ano dyan sa mismong kifi ng patient natin. Definitely, pwede kasing magkaroon ng problem so when it comes to the sexual activity ng patients together with their significant others, lalo pag babae yan. Of course, ang instruction natin dapat, okay, yung mismong sexual intercourse, okay, that should be done, okay, or that should be resumed, no, 3 weeks, okay, remember this one, ang kailangan natin instruct kay patient, okay, that when it comes to their sexual activity, dapat nagre-resume lang yan 3 weeks after the removal of your implantation. Okay, and then next naman here, okay, your patient must also face, saan dapat nakaharap yung patient natin? They must face what? The opposite door. And then, of course, when we are going to turn our patient, okay, pag meron tayong exposure sa kanya, dapat tandaan natin, nurses, that how are we going to turn our patient? Okay, through your lag rolling na tinatawag natin. Para hindi po ma-dislodge yung mismong implantation natin. Okay, and of course, when it comes to turning or repositioning your patient, the nurse must always stand. Saan po dapat tayo nakatayo? The nurse must stand opposite. Okay? The nurse must stand opposite to the implant. Okay? Sulat natin. Nalobat ata yung pencil ni sir. Okay? Opposite the implant. Okay, so that is your shielding as part of your radiation precaution. Okay? And remember, nurses, pag nagkaroon ng dislodgement, if na-dislodge po yung mismong implantation natin and nakita natin na na-dislodge yung kanyang implantation, ano dapat ang gagawin natin, nurses? Dapat ay kailangang, okay, pulutin po dapat natin yung kanyang implant. But, hindi po natin siya pwedeng pulutin na with our bare hands. Kasi remember, your patients might emit radiation or they are considered as radioactive. So, pag yan, okay, nakita natin, we just have to pick up with what? Anong gagamitin natin? Gagamit po tayo ng long, kinalobat talaga si sir, no? Gagamit po tayo ng, i-type na lang natin. Okay, gagamit po tayo ng tinatawag natin na, lagay natin dito, we're going to use a long handle forceps. Okay, long handled forceps. Okay, so saan po natin ilalagay po yung ating mismong napulot na implantation after we pick it up with a long handled forceps? Okay, we're going to put it in a lead container or lead container dapat yan. Okay, para hindi po siya mag-emit ng any radiation, okay, or maging source ng ating radiation. And of course, kapag hindi mo naman po nakita to, anong dapat gagawin natin? Pag hindi mo nakita, okay, hindi mo nakita kung nasaan yung mismong ano natin, yung mismong implant natin na natanggal or na dislodge, immediately you have to leave the room. Okay, you have to leave the room, and of course, you have to close the door dapat. And aside from that one, once that you leave already the room, you left already the room, what are you going to do? You have to notify first the radiology department regarding with the incident na pwedeng mangyari. And aside from that one, you have to remember na wala tuloy siya. You have to remember that you also have to notify the attending physician. Okay, so yan po yung mismong intervention natin just in case po na dislodge or natanggal po yung mismong implantation natin. And when you are going to handle secretions and discharge, okay, pag nasa mismong bedpan yung mismong ano natin, yung mga secretions or mga excreta natin, you have to make sure that when you are going to handle your bedpan, kailangan ay the nurse must what? The nurse, okay, must be wearing, okay, must wear your rubber gloves dapat. Okay? You have to wear with your rubber gloves para hindi po tayo magkaroon ng direct contact or direct exposure sa excreta ng patient that are considered as radioactive. And of course, when it comes to toilet flushing natin, dapat pag itatapon po natin or ibubuhos po natin, for example, yung ihi ng patient natin, kailangan you have to flush the toilet at least 2 to 3 times dapat. And then lastly, okay, remember, tandaan ninyo to nurses that you have to instruct your visitors, okay, sa mga visitors or mga significant others natin, for example, that are going to visit your patient, okay, kailangan nyo silang instruct that your visitors must not what? Must not share toilet with the client. Okay, kasi sabi natin kanina, yung mismong client natin, yung mismong kanyang excreta, no, they are considered as radioactive or they are emitting your radiation. Okay? So, next naman tayo here when it comes to our time. Okay? So, pag bisita po yan, okay, when it comes to our time, we have to instruct, okay, that the minimum or the maximum amount of time dapat ay at least 10 to 15 minutes lang po dapat. Okay? And of course, tandaan natin, dapat yung mga visitors natin, dapat hindi po pwede ang mga bisita na. Number 1, hindi po pwede ang mga bisita na buntis. Okay, mga juntesa na bisita, hindi po pwede yan. Ano pa? Mga possible na merong naka-acquire ng infection recently. And of course, mga patient or mga client natin na considered as newly vaccinated. Kasi remember, pag newly vaccinated ka, okay, nagkakaroon ng introduction no, of your pathogens inside your body, then possible, pwedeng magkaroon ng effect or magkaroon ng tawag dito, kailangan mag-adapt muna yung mismong katawan natin to that specific antigen that is being administered to us. Okay, and of course, aside from that one, mga patients who are considered as too young, mga bata, okay, specifically yung mga less than 17 years old because they are considered as underdeveloped pa po yung kanilang immune system. And of course, mga patients who are considered as too old. Okay, and for nurses naman po, tandaan lang natin for nurses is that, tawag dito, ang ating exposure no dapat sa mga patients natin who are undergoing this type of therapies that meron lang po tayong tinatawag na 30 minutes per shift lang dapat po. Diba? Very maikli lang po yung mismong exposure natin sa kanila, 30 minutes per shift lang dapat. Then definitely, ilan dapat yan per exposure? Dapat meron lang tayong at least 5 minutes exposure. Nagloloko na siya, hindi ko na siya mapindot because of this paper felt na ganun, okay? 5 minutes na exposure. So definitely, dun sa 5 minutes na yan, since 30 minutes per shift lang po, yung dapat exposure natin kay client, then definitely, that's the time that you have to organize what? You have to organize your tasking na kailangan mong gawin kay patient. Para mas efficient po yung mismong, para maging efficient po yung mismong time natin and management natin when we are going to render some task, okay, or some tawag dito, mga kailangan natin gawin kay patients na nag-undergo ng ganitong klaseng radiotherapy. And remember, sabi natin kanina, we can wear your dosimeter badge, okay? Yung mismong dosimeter kasi natin, no, it can be also in a form of, tawag dito, pwedeng patch siya, okay? Pwede din siyang maging bandage, okay? Nang sa ganun, ma-measure po natin yung mismong radiation amount that are being exposed, okay? Or yung mismong radiation amount exposure natin kay patient. And remember, pagdating sa ating nurse-to-patient ratio, dapat it should be at least 1 nurse is to what? Is to 1 patient. Okay, so kung dapat kung sino yung mismong una no na talagang merong exposure kay patient, dapat isa-isa lang dapat 'yan. Okay, isang pasyente, okay, na isang nurse ang kailangan sa isang pasyente na nag-undergo ng ganitong klaseng radiotherapy. Okay, and then last thing we have here your distance. Okay, remember nurses, pag sa mga bisita or even as nurses, dapat ang distance na na-maintain natin, it should always be at least 6 feet distance away from the source. Specifically, okay, when this is done, no, only when not performing your procedure, para hindi tayo magkaroon ng direct access or direct exposure sa patients natin who are undergoing this type of radiotherapy. Okay, so that's it for our radiation therapy as part of the treatment modalities for patients who are going to undergo your, or who are considered as merong cancer. Okay?